So it's been a while since I've been able to do it like a sit down video, and so much has been happening, so many changes has been occurring in my life that I will share eventually with time. But I definitely wanted to get back into making videos again, and to really sharing what goes on in the kitchen, what goes on when I go to the grocery store, what goes on when I go out to eat, stuff like that, just to inspire people that yes, you can eat plant-based and it be fun. Yes, it may take some time to adjust to, but it's all good. So that's what I really want to showcase and to share with you guys. And something that I've been really reflecting on, because I just came back from New Orleans, is really connecting more with my ancestors, really making sure that I honor their space, because the place that I live in now is my great-grandfather's home, and it's very sacred to me, and it means a lot to me. So I definitely want to make sure that I honor my ancestors' space. Many of my ancestors who have now passed away have lived in this space. So I definitely want to make sure that I take a heed to the messages that I receive. And I also took this time to come back from New Orleans to share with you that the importance of relationships, the importance of having, first and foremost, a relationship with, well, for me, everybody's different, but for me, having a relationship with myself, having a relationship with the Creator, having a relationship with my spouse, children, family, friends, it's all important. And that there's so much love to give. There's so much abundance out there in the world. There's nothing that's lacking. And it's something that I've been, really thinking about and reflecting on, and how to show up differently in my life, how to show up differently to others in my life, how to remember the importance of the foundation of relationships, the foundation of love. And then I'm thinking about, like, why am I so on this relationship tip? And I have to remember that, in numerology is the study of numbers. Numbers have energy. We each have a number that's linked to our birthdays or our birth dates. We each have a life path that you can find out by breaking down your date of birth. Mine is a 5, so I'm my life path is a 5. So I'm always needing change, transformation, creating, exploring. That's very important in my life, which is why I really enjoyed my trip to New Orleans, because in my trip to New Orleans, I got to explore a new space that I've never been in, and explore it alone. It's different when you go traveling by yourself versus when you travel with other people. When you travel with other people, you definitely have to put in consideration what they want to do, and just other things. But when you're doing it for yourself, you can come and go as you please. You can get up when you want to, go to sleep when you want to, and all of that stuff. So it was definitely great. I learned a lot more about myself, but I also, with the beauty of exploring things on my own, I also kind of miss being around people, like being around my husband and stuff. So there is beauty in doing things alone, and also enjoying and making memories with people around you. But back to what I was saying about numerology and numbers, that we also we each have a personal number that is linked to the year, meaning your day of birth and what the year it is. So for me, I was born on August 19th, and we are in a 11 year, which is the year of illumination. It's all about, like, intuition, about love. I feel like it's about love and universal love. It's like a high octave of the 2 energy, because if you break down 11, it's 2, but 11 is considered a master number. 11, 22, and 33, I believe, are considered master numbers, and you're not supposed to break down master numbers. So 11, you know, it still carries a 2 energy, but it's 11. And my personal year is always it's the same as the universal year. The universal year is 2008, which breaks down to 11. And when you break down my personal year, it's a 2, but technically it still carries that 11 energy, which is very interesting for me, because I feel like that's why it's such an emphasis and such a focus for me. About relationships are such a focus right now for me. Such a focus. Like, I'm like love, relationship, love, like wanting to focus on building relationships when it comes to business, building relationships when it comes to people already in my life, building relationships when it comes to just personal, you know, wanting friendship or whatever the case may be, like wanting to make sure that I strengthen or heal or mend what relationships I've already had, and relationships that may not be that may be seasonal, that may have already, you know, finished off, to allow it to go. So it's been really interesting for me, really deep. So yeah, but that's all that I have to share for now, honestly. That's it. But I'm definitely going to upload my travel, upload my experience. I may take some time on it, because, you know, I'm new to this editing thing. I don't have a camera yet, a video camera yet. However, that will occur soon. Okay, I'm putting it out in the atmosphere. I did get a little mini stand so that I can like hold my camera without it shaking all the time, like my hand shaking, because, you know, or like have a little stand. It's like a little stand that's kind of propped up right now. So I love it. It's like a great little beginner's tool, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, but I want to take some time to like edit it a little bit. I'm new at this editing thing, so I'm gonna see how it works. But this is a real simple video, and that's all that I wanted to share. But thank you so much for, you know, tuning in, and just look forward to seeing more from LaToya, Infinite Nature. Thank you so much for coming and joining me right now, and I'll see you again. Talk to you later. So guys, I am back again because I realized that there was something else that I wanted to share, and I didn't share it. So the second thing is yesterday I was on Facebook, and you know how Facebook, if you are familiar with Facebook, they have different videos that may pop up after you may watch a particular video, and one of it ended up being like a clip from, I guess, a sermon that a minister was talking about, and he was talking about the space, the pace of grace, and he was talking about the word striving and striding. It was very powerful. Like, I was like, wow, this clip has answered my question that I have been like really delving on, at how this past year, since the start of 2018, there's been a massive momentum for me. Like, I've been like it's like a strong momentum to just get it, to just do it. But then things are happening in my life that are not bad at all, but things are happening in my life that is showing me to slow down. And sometimes when a person is too busy trying to like do so much, or just like so focused on getting it done, being on the grind and getting it done, that I know for me, that I lose track of all that has already occurred. You know what I mean? Like, I realized that I was so fixated on striving, as the minister was saying, striving, meaning exerting my own force, instead of allowing the Holy Spirit, or allowing the Creator, the universe, to do it, to guide me through striding, taking long conscious steps that are intentional steps, that is trusting that I'm being led by the Creator, that when I strive for things, when I'm exerting my own force, when it's my will versus thy will be done, then I have to sustain that for myself. However, when I pace gracefully, when I allow myself to, take, gradual steps without comparing my journey with anyone else, then I am able to pay attention to what's going on around me. I'm able to smell the roses. I'm able to appreciate the steps that I have already taken. I'm able to notice that, hey, LaToya, all of the stuff that you desire to have in your life, that you are currently doing that. But you're moving so fast that you're not even taking the time to celebrate or appreciate yourself. So it was like, wow, it's so deep. How, we live in a society that always teaches to do, to be, to be the hardest, to be the best. When in reality, you don't have to do all of that. The key to mastery, as I have learned as an intervention student, one of the keys to mastery is to get the most done with the least amount of effort. That's mastery. And to me, that correlates with the striding, taking long conscious steps towards whatever, is meant for you to take, whatever that purpose or whatever that goal is. You know what I'm saying? But it's like connected to something deeper. It's not focused on gotta get this done. Like, not forcing myself to do things that may not be in my time to do. It may be my time to do something. It may be my time to have a restaurant, but it may be not my time. It may be in my cards to have a restaurant. However, it may not be for 10 years. But the only way that I can really be conscious of that is and know when the time is right, is if I stride, if I take conscious, intentional, long steps, instead of rushing, instead of trying to force things to happen. Because when I allow the universe to guide me, and I don't force things to happen, then I'm able to things are sustainable, as the minister was saying, because God always provides what we need, right? If you believe in a God, some people may not, and that's fine. But I'm talking to the people that do believe in a God, because to me, God is I am a God. I am God. That God is within me. Like, that's how I look at it. But it was just a really deep. I got to that conclusion about a week ago. But the way that this minister had expressed himself, it was like, wow, that is exactly what I have been struggling with, feeling just so all over the place for a moment, because I was doing a lot in the month of February. A lot of life changes in a beautiful, positive way has been happening. But I felt a little ungrounded. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like there's so many great things are happening. There's so much momentum that I'm feeling to just get it. But there's something in my spirit telling me to slow down a little bit, to relax, to take the time to breathe, smell the roses, enjoy yourself, go for the joy. So, like, that's something that's really been on my mind. So I hope that what I shared with you now, if whoever who is meant to hear it, I hope that it moves you in any way, that you learn something from it. And even if you don't, that's fine too. But that's something that was on my heart that I wanted to share. And in this minister, it was a 3-part. It's like a 4-part series, but I watched 2 of them. But I'm gonna watch the rest of them. Powerful, powerful. And I grew up in a church. I grew up as a Christian, but then once upon a time, but then I end up growing into what my heart, when it came to spirituality, what my heart was pulled to do. you know, and I just don't feel the need to be linked to a certain religion. It was kind of interesting because the day before I saw this small video, and then I watched the YouTube videos. This man in New Orleans, I was in a juice bar. This older man, he comes to me, he gets my attention, and he's like, do you go to church? And I said, no, I don't go to church. And then he was just like, we got to talking, and he was just like, you need to go to church. Why you don't go to no church? And I'm like, I don't need to go to church to be connected to God. I don't feel like you have to be in a physical place in order to connect to God. And just because one goes to church, I told him, that doesn't mean that they're connected to God. You know what I mean? And, and then he was like, the reason why I asked you if you went to church was because you look like somebody at a church that I went to. I was like, I'm not from here. So I'm not even from here or whatever. But then he was trying to backpedal and try to say that, no, I didn't say you need to go to church. I was just saying that because I grew up in the church, and I was like, how people kind of backpedal when they kind of see that you have a voice and that you got some sense or whatever the case may be. That's how it came off to me. But I was like, no, you said that. You said that I needed to go to church. And I said I grew up in the church too, but I decided to find my own way to connect with God, to connect with spirit. You don't have to follow a specific religion in order to have a special relationship with the Creator. You do not, And this is not to knock anybody, because I have many people that I know dear to me that are following religion, that have a religion that they are very passionate about, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And I do see value in religions because they each teach the same thing. They each teach about love. So it's always a message and a lesson. I'm open to religions and learning about it and hearing stories, but I don't feel like I have to personally be connected to a specific religion in order to connect with God. To me, I don't want to make this all about spirituality and religion right now, but I will say this much is that to me, before there was religion, there was spirituality. Before there was religion, to me, there was spirituality. It's not the other way around. And I know that people like to use those words interchangeably, but to me, like having a special connection with the source, with the Creator, you know what I'm saying? That's to me, that's the biggest foundation of living a life of joy. That's for me personally. Everybody else is different. But that's all that I have to share once again. And I'm gone for real this time. So talk to you guys later. Bye.